on a stage. They just want fame, everybody know the name. I don't fret if the radio don't play my song again. I go play if the youth see a lot of them refuse it. I go put it in the music. Then when they gone down in the ghetto, them abuse it, Lord. But I go put it in the music, God. Blissful melodies come from heaven. It's praise I give to the King that given me. And I know many go refuse it. Still I go put it in the music. I go put it in the music. Many get it wrong, but it's more than just a song. Pen the words the right way, you can turn the world around. The word is teaching one thing, while the world teaching the wrong thing. So I go stand for something, and it don't matter what nobody say. Although a lot of them refuse it, I go put it in the music. Then when they gone down in the ghetto, them abuse it, Lord. But I go put it in the music, cause blissful melodies come from heaven. So it's praise I give to the King that given me. And I know many go refuse it, hey, but I go put it in the, I go put it in the music, hey. Put it in the, I go put it in the, I go put it in the music, hey. Judah, put it in the, say we go put it in the music, hey. Everybody, let me hold our vibes, open your eyes. Please don't compromise. Hey, you better watch what you're writing, cause it's frightening. The kind of music for the youth and them liking. It's evil spirits for the youth them inviting. Lucky they get strike down with lightning. Boy, it's frightening, the world blighted. The youth could really use a little enlightening. Hey, so I says I'm gonna put it in the music. Oh Lord, I ain't like that, oh. Don't worry about it. I'm not afraid to tell the mountains to move if you ask me to, or travel around the world to spread your word. There's nothing I wouldn't do. Cause if you tell me go, I got no choice. It's what I got to do, because I love you, and I'ma show I love you, oh. So if you need me to sing, I could be a singer. Add people to the church, I could be the calculator. Lead them to a higher level, I could be the elevator. I wanna be yours, let me be yours. I wanna be your vessel, your vessel. I wanna be your vessel, your vessel. Oh Lord, would you use me like you never did before? In this closed world of sin, Lord, let me be the door. Show me your will and not do as you wish. No wills for me, I ain't going Tashish. Please be my potter, mold my structure, write my life, Lord, be the author. I'm going to give you my absolute best. I'm your new vessel, no TNT Express, Lord. I can be a preacher, bring the youths up in your word. I can be the school teacher, keep them out the net of sin. I can be the goalkeeper, I wanna be yours, let me be yours. I wanna be your vessel, your vessel. Lord, let me be your vessel, your vessel. Oh Lord, I'll go where you want me to. Yes, I'll follow you, I'll follow you. Lord, I'll go where you want me to. Yes, I'll follow you, I'll follow you. Lord, I'll go where you want me to. Yes, I'll follow you, I'll follow you. Let me be yours, I wanna be a vessel, your vessel. I wanna be a vessel, your vessel. I wanna be a vessel, Lord, use me now. Your vessel, Lord, just use me now. Your vessel, Lord, your vessel, oh Lord, vessel. Let's go, guys.
All right, we inside.
All right, good night to everybody. Good night, good night.
Good night, good
Good
night.
night.
This is the Sound Off Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Share the live. We're live on
Yeah.
Facebook. We're live on YouTube. 10 Strings Music Group page. Share it with somebody that could benefit from this information. We're just gonna have a nice little wrap up today. We have two topics to talk about today. So, guys, just before we start, we'll just have a little word of prayer. Bijan, take us through, please, now.
Sure. Dear kind and merciful Father, we come to you tonight thanking you for allowing this platform to be something that we can see come to fruition, Lord. We pray that tonight the topic could be informative to whoever is listening and encouraging also to all the young artists, even the experienced artists out there, Lord. And anyone who
Yes,
wants
yes,
to
Lord.
make it in this industry to further your word and your will. So be with us tonight and may we have a productive evening. In Jesus' name.
Yes.
Amen.
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 All right. Well, last Tuesday we had an interesting topic. Got
Mm-hmm.
a couple of people telling me that it was very informative. And also shout out to the
Uh-huh.
artists to watch last week, Tandevi.
Hmm.
She got
Yeah.
a new project coming out soon. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this week, guys, we're gonna discuss two topics, which is radio play important, and second topic is what should
Mm-hmm.
be some of my first investments. So these are the two topics we're gonna deal with today. You could also send in your comment, make your comments on the YouTube comment section and Facebook. We will take a look at it later on in the show, try to answer some questions that you may have. So, guys, where do we start with this topic? You are, yeah, Bijan and Judah, you guys are the artists on board here. So, what would you say? Is radio play important in the grand scheme of things in whatever capacity you might think it is? What would you say to that question?
Got you,
You
Bijan.
direct it to anybody first.
Got
Go
you,
ahead.
Bijan.
Is radio play important? Most definitely. Um, is it the only source of getting your music out there? Most definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything I see it like another avenue of putting your music out there, but not the final thing to say. I reach my music on radio, you know. Um, so many times we have people who get so like the aim is just to have the music playing on radio to drive, not be driving on the road and hear the cell phone radio, but you're aiming too low. You know what I mean? And it's no disrespect to radio, but it's just a clear example of how little a lot of us know about where music is really supposed to go. Like the reach music has. It has so much more than just radio. And big up to all the my radio friends out there. Yeah. I know the topic look a little shaky shaky tonight, but radio play is definitely important. That's my 2 cents. Just not the final chapter. So hand it over to you, Judah. What you other say on
Yeah.
that?
Well, I would say radio plays it have its place. As Bijan said, it's not the only channel. Long ago, when we
Uh-huh.
didn't have like social media, uh, we would have depend heavily on radio and even depend
Mm-hmm.
on like DJs to, play the music. I heard about some stories one
Mm-hmm.
time where um, artists used to wait outside of radio stations and pay the
Mm-hmm.
DJ a little money just to play the song on radio.
Mm.
So the time have
Yeah.
changed. We have social media now. So, but radio has its place still in what we do today because for me it's like persons listen to radio but only at probably when they're in the cars. This younger
Yeah.
generation, only when they're rolling in the cars, they would normally put on the radio. But other than that, is YouTube or or Spotify or one out of those places. So radio have its place. There are some persons, the older folks, they have their radio
Mm-hmm.
on every day, whole day,
Yeah.
either soft or loud. If the feeling to take a dance, the
Yeah.
point up loud, you know. But other than that,
Yeah.
it have its place. So it's important. I would say it's important. Yeah, man.
For
Another.
me,
Sorry, David. Go ahead.
wait, for me, I see radio as a very integral part in terms of a broader audience or a more consistent audience. As Judah said, there's a lot of people who, especially older folks, will maintain that kind of connection with radio and have the radio on all the time calling. They have a community in the radio station. So for me, it's an important avenue. For me, it has consistency, flexibility. There in terms of the copyright part of it. When your song play on the radio, there's benefits to that as well. You reach I think a broader audience, and for me it shows a lot of stability. Like in terms of let's say in America, like America have a lot of radio station. I don't know if a lot of people know if what is syndication. Like your song play in one radio station, and that radio station syndicated across America, and that means your song will play all across America. You know what I will do for in terms of what do you call it, copyright returns? That would do a lot for persons in terms of that. It wouldn't be that effective here because we in Trinidad we have probably, let's say, three gospel radio station, and sometimes other stations play.
Yeah,
Sometimes it crossover and they play certain songs, but it
yeah,
wouldn't be that effective because it's just three radio stations. But for me, it still has its importance in terms of reaching a wider audience, and also it just have a reach. But as you guys said before,
Mm-hmm.
we have other avenues. The radio station can't just be the only goal in terms of, oh, I'll get my song on the radio, okay, I
Yeah.
reach or I make it, or everybody will hear my song. Because I being honest, I do not listen to radio all the time. Like if I'm driving, or I'll put on the radio station, if something is happening on the radio station, I'll listen to it, but it still has its place, man. Yeah, Bishan, they were saying something.
I was just going to share a testimonial. Yeah. Um, there's two I can think of, two significant times that my music reached people only because they had on the radio.
Yeah.
The first time I was sleeping, well, let me say three times. The first time I was sleeping, my phone rang, and it's because this guy called somebody who he knows may have known me, because he knows about me. He only realized it was me when he went to YouTube to search up the song after and realized it was me. And he called, that person got my number, called me, wake me up out of my sleep, and was just going on and on about the song. And I was like, and the opening line was, bro, I just heard your song. I just hear this song playing on the radio, and I say, nah, I don't know who this person is. The other person would have been, no, this one was very recently, soca artist. Yeah, he pressed the
yeah,
gospel radio station by accident. He pressed the gospel radio station by
Oh
accident.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
not his normal frequency. And he heard the song he heard my song on 98.1. And the guy reached out to me on social media we having a little discussion now, some things in the works, hopefully, and well, some things in the works, hopefully it comes to pass, but it's in the works. And that would not have happened if not for radio. You
Yeah.
know, I've seen many people bash radio because they're not playing my songs, they're not playing my song.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has to has a point of being at that place. Every
Yeah.
new artist has a point of being at that place, and you start to
Yes,
wonder,
definitely.
how come you're hearing these artists more than these artists or whatever? And I really wish I could see if we could probably try to reach out to one of the DJs to jump on tonight. Yeah, could probably see if we could reach out to one.
Yeah.
Probably just to sign a 2 cents with text.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is they would be saying why, and again my music played, only other artists are here and getting played. But really and truly, the radio station can't play one artist whole day.
True.
That's one thing. The next thing is, a lot of times it's very difficult to get in contact with. It's not difficult to get in contact with the DJs, but sometimes it's hard for the. Remember when you have an email address and you get an email from all the artists, everybody sending you song. You have people like Judah dropping rhythm every month. Yeah. And it has so much more Judah out there. It has
I won't
Judah,
have
it
you.
has
15.
Gat, and
I
15 songs on one rhythm.
And the Action Studios and the
yo.
Action Studios.
I won't have all
These
you.
guys are dropping things in abundance, and these DJs' emails are just,
Yeah.
I heard it
Yeah.
for myself. It's just so much in the emails. No, each time DJ Mickey tell me, bro, I
Yeah.
they go and clear out my email. He always
Yeah.
saying that.
You have
Yeah, and that's
about
just one
three
example.
different emails.
Yeah. So what we have to
Yeah.
do is, as artists, we just need to be consistent, continue working, and
Yeah.
eventually it will be, you'll be seen as,
Yeah.
you could send a song and you have a little rapport with the DJs, you have a little rapport with people. You could just say, hey, I just sent you something. Networking, going to little events, introducing yourself. All these things help as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I was having, well, not a conversation. I saw DJ Mickey post something. I think it's a couple days ago, talking about something that someone said about artists
Yeah.
asking why some their songs are not playing, and it was so true. It have a lot of truth to it, because she was saying that sometimes the artist songs are not high quality. The song is not right, and sometimes they ask questions, why the song not playing continuously on the radio, or probably they drop it off for one time and they play only on the release. But sometimes it's because of the quality. Probably your lyrics good, but
Yeah.
the production is not of a high quality, or your voice is not well done. In the production is not well done. So it have a lot of different factors that play into why your songs not playing. And also it has to do with, sometimes DJs and radio announcers want to see people being consistent. Sometimes people just want to try a thing, and there's a lot of limited space in terms of, like, if a DJ doing a mix, you can mix down 50 songs for if you have an hour to play music. So there's a lot of other factors.
Yes.
Sometimes, and it has to do sometimes with the DJ. The DJ like the song, you know, if it fits into their schedule. So it there's a lot of things in play. What I suggest to people
I
anytime
have
they're
something I
trying to
want
get
to add to
into,
that. Go ahead.
what I suggest to people who trying to get into that is just try to put out good quality music. Be consistent in your approach, and try to find different means to getting music out there. Social media is a big platform. Sometimes DJs will find your songs off of social media, off of
Yeah.
YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah.
Put your music on YouTube, share it, promote your music, market it, put effort into getting your music out there. Have a plan, and that could even go into the second part of our discussion with how to invest, what you need to invest in terms of some of your first investments. So there are ways and things that you need to do to accomplish that goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bija.
Should I had something to say?
No, you said you had something to add. Add it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just find I was talking plenty now, so I try to give it
No, no,
some,
no.
get
You're
No,
good,
yeah,
get
go
Drew.
ahead,
get
man.
2 cents in.
You could take my position
What I
tonight.
was also going to, what I was also going to add, what I was also going to add to that was when David was saying if the DJ like the song, if the quality of the song, these things. Uh, a cousin of mine, Cleon Richardson, he always tells me this. He says music is a commercial platform. Yeah, music at like it or not, it could be gospel or secular. It is commercial. It's a business. It's not just a place where people just go in and playing any
True.
random song.
True.
Now, remember every radio station. I'm sure you hear this. Now we're gonna take a pause to pay some bills. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the people who advertise on these radio stations only want to advertise on these radio stations because there's a certain traction to the radio station. Now to get attraction to the radio station, outside of just having good programs, radio is at least 60% music and 40% talk show. And this is just off the top of my head, right? This I didn't check any poll. It's just from just regular listening. At least
Mm-hmm.
60% music. It could be more percentage of music actually. And the thing about it is, if the music is not attractive enough to hold the audience, then the market, the people who actually pay the radio stations to put their ads on the station, will not be attracted because they have a low traffic
Mm-hmm.
platform. And it's the same thing, and this is just how it's the same equation that you could apply to social media as well, because the platform you have, if you do a really good job on your social media, your artist page or whatever, you do
Mm.
not necessarily need to say why my music not playing on radio so I'm feeling like I reaching nowhere. And that's what I was saying. Where there are so many avenues. Now, when you have a place where there's high traffic, because people are rushing to hear your songs, people want to hear what's your next song, you're going to have a higher interest. And you don't necessarily, and sometimes from that social media, radio now will be attracted to play your song because you already create a high, you know, a high attention, or people really love your music on social media. So when it plays on radio, more traffic, more advertisers, more money. Yeah, and that is kind of like the equation to the whole thing. So radio is good, but it's not it, and it have many other avenues, like social media and stuff like that, to build your listening audience.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. What I would advise most people is to really focus on putting on the quality work and also working on your social media marketing and promotion, because obviously there's a larger demographic and more people on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform there is. Try to utilize that to your push the music, push your brand. So I think in the last probably six, 5 years, that the playing field is a little bit more level. There are a lot
Yeah.
of other opportunities that is available that people can hear your music. But before that, it's only on the radio you could hear music, so
It's true. It's true.
So there's a lot of other
Or you pay
opportunities, man.
one
But
of them fellas pushing music in Porter's Bay, on the in the
yeah,
streets.
yeah,
Run.
definitely.
I was always intrigued by that. I never get the opportunity to do it, but I plan to do it still. Out there, plan to do it still and play music
I
on some
haven't
CDs
seen
and
that.
put it
I
by
haven't
some
seen
music
that in
players.
a while. I can't remember the
Yeah,
last time I
I
see
do think
somebody
that's still.
rolling. Yeah, but Because the music so
You see that
accessible
some
right
people
now.
chucking fire. You see that some people
What's that?
chucking fire on the YouTube. Mr. G
God?
Pro. He asking what up yes, God seen it. He asking what about the mafia?
Yeah, I don't see the
You know
comment.
they
What
say it
about the
about
mafia?
mafia in the radio stations. They say it about
Well,
mafia in the radio
boy,
stations.
it's about mafia and
That
everything.
choose who they want to forward. I cannot confirm nor deny this information. Yeah?
Well,
So I
it's
plead
a
the fifth. I ain't say nothing.
it's a human thing, bro. In anything, in any
Yeah,
industry,
it's true.
anything
It's a
that you
human
do, it
thing.
will have, and people will have always have the preference. People will tend to push somebody they know or familiar with, or a friend. That's a normal thing. When you focus more on developing what you have, other person. I see Rudolph said that too. Create quality music and people will come asking for it. Definitely. That's what you had to focus on. In the beginning, when we now started Bijan, it was difficult to get your music on because nobody knew about what we was doing, and you expected that. But the more you work on your craft and try to put out quality and invest in what you're doing, I think people will notice it. They will get out there more, find unique ways to promote your music. You know, you gotta get creative out here. Yeah, you
Get
just can't
creative.
depend on one
Yes.
thing to work. You know,
Hmm.
that's some. I know some
Yeah.
artists don't even want to share their music on Facebook on platforms and expect the music to be heard. Or they drop it off on the radio and you hear nothing about the song again.
And they say that is it.
That is it.
The
Come on.
tune boss.
I think the first step most of us go to is put it on radio, submit the cut forms, sit down and cross your fingers.
And hope. Nah.
Yeah,
If you
share
don't
it
have
on the
a
release date. Share it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Share it on the release date and that is it.
yeah, that's sad. If you don't have a plan, how you expect things to work? It's not by chance or hope and pray that this connect with people or it reach where you wanted to reach. Yeah. You really need to have a plan and you really need to be consistent in your approach. So yeah,
So
that's
you're
it for
saying,
sure.
Yeah, man.
so we saying tonight is proper planning
Yes.
and releasing good quality music.
Definitely.
Now,
Have a plan. You must
Okay.
have an artist plan. You must have a plan of what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. You know, research. You know, ask questions sometimes. But for me, that was an uncomfortable thing to do. To really ask questions and get information, email persons, make calls. But if you really want to go further in what you're doing, you have to make an effort. You have to try to do things and get creative in what you're doing.
I would,
What I say?
I could plug this in here.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have this mindset, and I am guilty of that as well. You know, we go to the studio, the Lord give us a song, we go, we record the song, and we get we're so afraid to talk about the promotion of the song because somehow it doesn't sound spiritual. You know, it sounds like you're walking in the flesh that way. You know,
Yeah.
when you say you're pushing out your song, no, that's
Yeah.
secular term. You don't use that term. You don't use that term. So some of us have that fear as well. That you know, maximizing on your master recording, either say maximizing on that thing, like we somehow feel as though that's not of God, but
Or it's a
we
shameful thing, or you're looking,
yeah,
or you're desperate to get a song over there. What? Just put it out there, and the Lord will, you know,
we will
the
do the
Lord will
rest.
increase it.
But I would tell you this, David, like when a artist come to the studio and a song is I just be very honest with artists when they come to me now. You want to do a song? Okay, no problem. But where's your plans? Because when you don't give me the 6,000 or the 7,000, and I'm putting it out there, 8,000, 10,000. When you don't give me this thing, you just taking this thing up and just putting it in the hands of, let's say, about 5 DJs, hoping now that it will play and
Yeah.
and it have some of us we does even pray and fast. But yeah, all these things is good, don't get me wrong, but you had to get up and push your music, you had to
Yeah.
push your stuff.
You gotta be creative. If you're
It
looking
will
another
go through.
something that persons could do is what I did to create my email list. Most DJs, most people who involve in music, radio, program directors and stuff, they're on Instagram and their emails
Yeah,
are readily available. Find them, shoot them a message or get their emails, send out your songs. You know, it will connect sometimes. It will connect, but you had to make an effort. And when people try to have this conversation about in terms of the Christendom and Christian music, it is, we have to remember, and this is sometimes a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. This is still a business,
it is.
and it's supposed to be run decent and in order and professional, well put together. Of course, in our minds, we have to always keep this in our mind. This is for the kingdom, but that does not mean we shouldn't have run it professionally and well put together. And my advice to all artists is you need to figure out what you want to do. Have a vision board for your goals. Sometimes stop looking at everybody else and judging what they're doing and and seeing, oh, I ain't doing this. I need to do that. Figure out what you want to do, what your calling is, and how you want to approach these things. Learn,
High point.
understand, and push. Yeah.
There's a high point there, David.
Stop judging yourself based on other persons who. It are people who doing this 10 years now. You know, come out a year, you want to reach at that level so quickly, and you're like, oh, I ain't reaching there, but I ain't out there like that man. But
Yeah.
now, yeah, stop judging yourself like that. Stop judging yourself based on other people's standards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I enjoying this conversation tonight, I must say. I see some people
Yeah,
saying
man.
that on the live as well.
And
Very
and also,
interesting
Judah,
conversation. Hmm.
we have three gospel radio stations here, but we have plenty gospel radio stations in the Caribbean,
Yep.
worldwide. Their contacts. We had songs. I know Bijan David had songs playing in London, in America, in Nigeria, different parts of the world. It's open now. A lot of people is available online, and you can have their contacts and make it work. You have to put in the work. Stop just depending on this your small your little circle. If you're really taking this serious, if you want to do it serious, if you want to do it on a level that step by step and growth and reach a certain level, you know, and you had to take an approach of you had to be aggressive in what you do. You had to
David,
be aggressive.
I would plug this in here as well. There's a gem. If you feel to take it, you could take it. You see that way you now say it? It sounds very simple, and it sounds very it's not so important. Guys, you wanna get your music out there? Get emails, get contacts. It looks funny. I remember one
Work.
time. So you all would know Bijan and David because I do oftentimes have these discussions. I sometime back in November, around November. Now I'm thinking about 2022, being 21. I already start having plans. Like if you see my phone in my notepad, like I have release dates. I have exactly who I'm targeting. I remember telling Bijan one time, I say, you see that artist? I going for that artist. And he will sing.
So said, so done.
So said,
Yep.
so done. Because you make a plan and you execute your plan after with the help of the Holy Spirit. Yeah. So I remember one time, like some of the stress that producers face is when we finish with the music, let's say like a rhythm or so, when we finish with the rhythm, what to do with the rhythm? What exactly should we do? Should we just send it to these three radio stations in Trinidad here? No, get contacts. There are persons all over the world. And if you didn't like, if you find it yeah, want to harass nobody, this business, you're moving with God. You send a nice
Definitely.
email, a nice compelling email,
Yeah, you have to harass.
and I'm
Yep.
telling you, because I would tell you this, persons who outside, they are so eager to work with Caribbean artists.
Definitely.
They are so eager to work with us, even producers as well. They're so eager because, wait, boy, that oil drum, that steel pan, that rhythm all you have, that real vibes. You know what I mean? But you had to be intentional about this thing. If you're not intentional about this,
Yes, very
you
intentional.
might as well stop spending your money because music
You're wasting time.
is a costly thing. It's a costly
Very.
thing. When you think about let me just throw it out there. When you think about just production, then you're talking about mixing engineer, mastering engineer, background vocalist. Then you have to get musicians. When you finish that, you have to get a graphic designer, a artwork designer. You may want to do a video.
E-
You may link with somebody like Julian Promotion
And
to promote your
Judah,
song.
even when you
Whoa.
posting your song, supposed to be planned. Even how you
Yes.
write your post your song, how you release your song, the information that you have underneath your promo, your YouTube videos, whatever. That is something that need to be planned out. Sometimes I see a couple of artists making a mistake. They just drop their song. They have no information how to contact them, how to get their song outside of YouTube, how to get in contact with them. They have no information at the bottom. Just post the song and hope and pray. It has to be a strategic plan. I have a plan I write out from beginning to end. I used to write all that. We just do it now because it does come natural to us now, but there's a plan how you write the post, what information you have on under it. So it has to be step by step plan, and that sometimes people forget
One
that
of
is
the things
important. Yeah.
one of the things that helped me in the last year and a half is everything I do, I try to do it in like templates.
Yeah.
So I know this year
Consistent.
it consistent, and every day when, let's just say, my email that I would send to DJs, I tell you, you send in music to DJs that get in music from 10 million other people.
Yeah.
This email had to be real precise. You have one chance to get in the door.
The header
You
has to
pen it.
be like urgent,
Yes,
new music, urgent. Put some stars next to it because it will pop up
something,
like, oh,
Exclamation mark.
yeah, yeah.
because you want them to open your email. You want them to open your email and to hear your music. But you can't just say, you know what, I just sending them that. No, you have to be intentional about it. And when I tell you
Yes, that's the word
intentional,
they do that.
make
Intentional.
it compelling. A DJ must say, I mean, when I said, oh goodness, rhythm the other day, the amount of, the amount of, the amount of little live and little videos I maybe put out, just vibes in. Them simple things. Now everybody have their own uniqueness, how they would get their stuff out.
Yeah.
This is not to say that tonight everything that we say on this program you go and do. No, something about me, I just like to. I real spontaneous when coming to live streams. I may go on a live in a vest. It's just vibes in. That's just how I feel. Now that have worked for me, it may not work for you. So you had to come up with ways, and I hear plenty people saying this in the even in the gospel circle that you know, I not really a social man. I, I. Something about Facebook is the dark web, and the
Yeah.
website is like
Yeah.
like the Illuminati and all. You see all of that there? You see all of that there? I hope tonight we clear up somebody mindset with that. You have to get your music where people is. You want
Yeah,
people
use
to
the
listen to your
platform that,
music.
yeah. Use that
Mm-hmm.
platform, man, to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
is he feeling it? The vineyard. That where the people at, that's where you had to bring the message. Wherever the people
Yes.
at, that's where you had to carry the message. And a lot of people online.
Somebody is saying here, um,
I think sometimes I think sometimes where the
on
problem comes in.
go to Bijou. Yeah.
Sorry. No, read that first and then I would chime in.
So somebody is adding here, marketing slash promoting your music takes time, which some artists just may not have. Right? Should artists seek assistance with same who
Oh
provides
yeah,
these
of course.
services? Bro,
Of course.
let me put this
Who
out there.
provides the services? Yeah, the man right there.
It have everything. If you want these kind of services, contact contact 10 strings. If you
That's what
find
we
10
do.
strings too far, you could contact Redemption.
And strings music management.
We will do it for you. If you're
Mm-hmm.
too
Yeah, man.
busy to promote,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is a
for
cost
sure.
as well. Because even in like outside secular, we have people like Julian's promo, dance,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's danceall.com, where
Mm-hmm.
you pay them a small fee and they push your music worldwide. Now it's not guaranteed that you get an interview or so, but when they push this worldwide, because I'm telling you, gathering contacts very hard. I remember one time I stayed up a whole night. It's very hard to get mailing lists from your core friends. I should say, it's very hard. Something about
We,
contacts is like
Judah, we give you all the contacts, eh?
no. Well, what I mean, something about contacts. Persons feel as though they're losing something by giving contacts. Okay, I I I would understand a little bit why you would think so, but if I go to tell you, yo, I have a song. Why don't you promote this song for me? You may tell me, well, not it, not my music, that your music. So you had. This is the mentality that I'm kind of picking up around the whole music industry, not just gospel alone. But let's say like Julian's promotion, you pay them, they're gonna do this work for you. Simple, right? So going forward, if you're too busy as an artist and all you have time is to just go in the studio, because some people is like that, just to go in the studio, lay down your bars, and when you finish, that's it. You have a team to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
By all means, if you have that extra cash to splash, by all
Mm-hmm.
means, yeah, let it flow.
Yeah, man.
But getting contacts in this circle, it's very hard. As I tell you before, I stayed up a whole night intentionally going. I type in all radio stations in Jamaica, and a long list came up, and I had to go now and go on the website and see if these websites working. And out of 100, I probably got about 80. So you see,
That's
it
good.
takes intentional work to get
Yes,
these
yeah.
things. So
And if you're looking for it, you will find it.
yep.
If you're looking, you will find it. If you're doing your research and trying to figure out how this thing works, you will find it. It will take some time. You will take some time to get those contact lists and those emails, but You have to be consistent. A consistent approach will reap a lot of rewards. So
Yeah.
that's where I leave in this, man. So,
So,
guys,
so with
hey,
this
Bijan.
topic we talking about, with what we talking about, we kind of leading into the next half of the next set of topics.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, the next topic, sorry,
The
not the
next
next set,
topic
but the
is
next topic.
um, was it some of the first things you should invest in as an artist? Artists,
Basically.
producers.
Hmm.
Um.
Well, that would be two
These,
different. That would be two different kind of investments.
no.
Huh?
Well. I wanted to throw something out there as well.
Go,
But let the
sorry?
artist speak
Go ahead.
first, and then I go talk. I go talk after. Go through, Bishon.
For me, and this is my opinion. Yeah, other people might have a different way they would rank which where the highest priority of investment should be. And when we say investment, people usually think only money, but time is the greatest asset you could have. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
for me, the greatest investment should be placed if you're a musician on the music itself. You could sit down and write a really, really, really good song. Revise your lyrics. Take your time. Revise your melody, revise your approach and how you're saying what you're saying, how you're entering on the different parts of the songs and stuff. Once you have that, you you could sit down on a live, and if you rehearse the song good enough to play it properly live or whatever, you are setter. You know what I mean? Like you're set. A good song will be a good song regardless. Now, so that's me. The second step I would invest in is the right producer. And the right producer for one song would be the right producer for another
True.
song. And this is the
True.
reason why um, these big artists will never stay by one producer. And it's not because the producer isn't good at something, but and I'm not even Mama Guy right now, as I said, it's over to Judah. Judah Peters and God Sinnott. I'm yet to see a genre they're not good at. Yeah, these guys, Trinidad producers, I just called Judah and God, but Trinidad producers are extremely versatile. I have my bias as where I see the strengths. Why Judah hide it? I have my bias as to where I see the strengths of Judah and Gad, but it's not to say that the Judah can't produce what God producing or God can't produce what Judah producing. But each person would say which one they like better and what genre they're doing and that kind of stuff, you know. And that's what you need to know. You need to do your research and understand what a good mix songs like. Understand what a um good put together blend song like. Understand harmonies. These things. I talking plenty. Judah,
Nah,
let me
you
let me
fine.
let me let me hear your 2 cents.
Can we making them them broad statements so bad? What is that?
No, no, I am not God as my witness. I am not
I
gassing you up,
understand,
bro.
bro. I
You're
understand, bro.
really good at a lot of
G
genres.
Pro, we understand. We understand. No, but before I reach on the producer end, if you're experiencing a little dropouts on your end, the network, I won't call the network name. They're giving some trouble tonight, right? But we flowing. Um,
Hmm. But
as
we
an
flowing.
artist, yeah, we flowing. So I just touch a little bit on like the artists. Um, well, we know it's COVID-19 and everybody's home. One of the things I want to add to what Bijon was saying in terms of like working on your melody and stuff is you could invest in like after you do all these things what Bijon say, what Bijon just said, you could invest in an interface, a laptop, a microphone. What I have discovered that is now some producers may get vexed when I say this, but what I discovered is it have some things that artists really don't need to pay producers for. Well, I'm a producer, and you may say, well, how you go say that? No, I am telling you, if you could record your vocals home properly, by all means, do that, right? So I would say invest in that where you may not have to go to a studio again to get your vocals recorded because that's studio time by vocal production. That's plenty money, right? That's nearly the whole song, half of the whole song. So I think artists going forward is be beneficial to invest in your own equipment where you could just do like a proper recording, right? As a producer, some of the things that you need to invest in first is, I would say, I never really think about this question, but um, self-development. Yeah, I want to take it from that point of view. Self-development. Some people, yes, we live and we learn, but I believe it have a time that producers should be like not releasing any music at all. Take time and work on your craft. And then
Important.
now it may look like you're missing out on plenty stuff. It may look that way because again, okay, I seen God getting all them clients, boy. What about me? Yeah, but you haven't learned how to balance a kick drum. You haven't learned how to balance a snare. Simple, just simple things. Self-development is real important. If you ask me how long my self-development was, and I'm still developing, it would have been from 2004 straight up to 2018. And don't get tired up, all them years coming up the road. I cut in, I real bad. But when I listen to them stuff now, I was like, wait. So self-development is real important, guys. Once you develop that, I would say is your confidence, everything will raise. It will be developed there as well. Um,
And I just
After
want to
that,
add
you
in
could
after what you're saying, and you could
go through.
continue after that. Let me just
Mhm.
say this quick thing. Learn to take constructive criticism while you're
Yeah.
Ooh,
developing yourself.
Hey,
Because,
that was
boy,
that was that was I write on that today.
that is a high
Listen,
point.
that
I
is,
wrote this down.
that destroys creatives. And I love when somebody try to do like it don't hurt my feelings at all. Yeah? And
Way,
we as creatives need to develop that. Go ahead, that's what you say.
way.
But,
The-
oh,
Hey, that whole big conversation right there. No?
I think that's one of the next topics. I think that was on the list.
Way.
Having people around you that could tell you the truth. But I have a wife here.
Hmm.
She ain't playing that song.
I have a
I'm telling
wife here as well.
she ain't
Me
playing
myself.
that.
Boy, you see, we have something in common.
That
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that
These
ain't
young ladies will tell
straight
you
up.
the truth.
That ain't good. That
So,
ain't good.
so
Sometimes it do sit on right.
And you're coming all excited and yeah, this is it. This is it, Bijan.
we
And
reach.
Yeah.
why that looking
And the
so?
face like,
Why that looking so?
why that something like that?
Ah,
Go ahead, Judah, go
boy.
ahead, go ahead.
Nah, but I mean,
Yeah, Lion
l-
Child saying
l-
as a creative, we are sensitive about our stuff. That's
Yeah.
true. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Judah,
I
sorry.
think to add to this point is you need to take it. Take it.
Yeah.
Even if the person trying to bring you down, at least hear what they say. One of the things that I do is play real dead. You know my things I just hear? I remember one time I I made a rhythm and I put on a big man boots and I master the whole rhythm. And I remember I sent it out.
Mm.
And I sent it out to all these people. And then we reach back in my email. Yo, how that how the master song is so soft. Yo, you need to invest in a
Mm.
proper mastering engineer. Bro, if you ask me how I felt about that, I felt real bad on the inside, you know.
Mm.
But it helped me. I was
Mm.
able to join a class now where I could learn how to rightly master a song or so. So now when I'm sending out stuff, hey, that master's real loud day, boy. If you understand what I'm saying.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
just taking those criticism, whether it come from a pure heart, it come from a ugly heart, just listen. Listen. It will allow you to grow. Because I tell you, when you play in the game, the person who's sitting in the pavilion, they just see real things that you don't see at all. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to plug this in here too. Even among gospel artists, it should be an environment where we could say, yo, check out this song there for me, boy. Where you think? You think it need a little more
Mm-hmm.
developing? It
It
need a
should
little
be,
more
yeah.
development? We
Should
think
be.
about the structure. No, you're dependent on the Holy Spirit too, you know. But just that connection with somebody else. I tell you, I don't release one song without sending
Mm-hmm.
G Pro. And it may look fun, it may
Hmm.
look funny, but I cannot release a song, whether it's a single, a rhythm. We just released a rhythm of with 9 songs. And G Pro had all
Mm-hmm.
before it released because I just
Mm-hmm.
want at the end of the day somebody say, Judah, we ready to go.
Nice. That's a
So
healthy
it's
thing.
needed. It's needed. I'm gonna move away from that point because that whole topic by itself. I think one of the other things as a producer you need to invest in is, as we say, self development. So that would be like mixing, mastering, beat production, whatever. Um, Transparency is is something that I think producers we need to develop in those areas. Boldness as well. Sometimes we do work for persons and we are afraid to say what we want and what we think our work is valued at.
Be upfront,
And
man.
yeah, be upfront, be bold about it. Now,
Okay.
if you ask me how I does go about it, boy, that's one of the hardest thing I think as a producer is to really charge
Mm-hmm.
persons and tell persons, yo, this thing costing 10,000,
I
just saying.
like. I think that's
Yeah.
my strong suit. I have no problem with telling people. It's my strong suit. Yo,
That is strong suit. So I think
yeah,
being upfront about what you know your work is valued at,
yeah.
it's worth having that conversation. Start by having that conversation, right? The other things is like get your equipment. Well, by then you would have your equipment, but you want to have good equipment that when persons come to your studio, you're not really embarrassing yourself in terms of things sticking,
And
you know
Judah,
them kind of just development. Yeah.
and these things are step by step. It takes
Hmm.
years to get to that level. It's not
Hmm.
you go out, you now start to go out and you buy everything. It don't happen. Like for me, it don't happen
True.
that way. In my capacity, I'm going to talk about what I invest in as somebody who behind the scenes in managerial position with 10 strings. What I realized as somebody, I wanted to invest in things that could assist the artists in getting their music out there or just enhancing what they already have. So, like step by step, invested in camera equipment. We invested in terms of the skills, artwork, and just different things to assist because we know how expensive those things are when
Yeah.
you know starting up. It the cost does run up. Sometimes you need an artwork for a song. It's sometimes 600-700 for that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that you're doing that for every song. Or you want to do a video, money for that as well. Just assistance. So that's why I we did it step by step. So it's not like you get everything one time. A used camera. You start off with a used camera. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
invest in learning. 'Cause initially, I didn't want to be a videographer or photographer. I wanted to have the equipment and give somebody, and we do it together. But eventually, I realized, I had to do this. I had to do this. I had to learn. I take some courses. I learn on YouTube, which is your best friend. I know a lot of you guys use that as well. So it's just step by step investment, small. Then you grow, you get some more experience, you get some opportunity to make a little money. You put down this for, buy a nice little lens, a better lens, and you upgrade. It's a step by step thing because it will help you in the long run when you have the ability to um, release your own music and your material on your timing. You know, but it takes
Mm-hmm.
some time for that to happen. You know.
There is this um there is this video that it happened on YouTube, and it was published by I think COTT. No, music.tt.
Oh
And
yeah.
if anybody out there, they're free to go and type it in. How to go broke as a artist, how to go broke as a producer or something like that. Go look at that video. Um and you would get some nice foundational stuff that you could apply to what you're doing, because
Yeah, but
it's serious. If you don't
it,
mind these things properly, it will get out of hand. You will
yeah.
get frustrated. You would pack up. You won't feel to go in a studio no more, because the money that you're taking to go in the studio is the money that you're going your 8 to 4 job and working. Yeah. So
Yeah, man. It's about a sacrifice too, It's a sacrifice.
mm-hmm.
Learn to have a team around you, build something together with people you can trust, who believe in you, and that, it don't have to be no big team, small. You know, take steps. Then show what you're doing is of a high quality
Yeah.
in your little space. So,
Mm-hmm.
But
fellas,
I like how Judah said invest in equipment. Um, I think is a necessity because
Yes.
as David said, you never wanted to be a videographer, David.
nope.
The skill came out of a need which was not readily available. You understand?
Yeah,
And the same thing happened to me. The skill came out of a need because I tell myself, yo, I not having it like that. I ain't have it like
yep.
that. You know what I mean? Financially, yeah, I ain't have it like that.
You're having it
So
like that, definitely.
I rather pour the money, pour the money, and get it, figure it out. And I think artists need to. What I would challenge artists to do right now, you don't need to go out and get a studio because let's be real, everybody don't have the tech savviness.
True.
But the one most important thing I would challenge artists to do is to get one of these two things: a really good sound system or a really good headphones.
Yeah.
First thing, when you get to listen to music at higher frequencies, right? 24-bit are talking about. And I'm not talking about a
Mm-hmm.
Bluetooth headset, like we're using right now. I'm talking about headphones that you plug in because Bluetooth and plugging in headphones is two different. When you plug it in, it's 24-bit and up, right? And then you're thinking about the frequencies. So I say it's in the 44 hertz, Judah. That
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you could invest in something like that, and then you could go back and listen to the same song on your regular system, and then on your higher quality headphones
It's a
or
big difference,
stereo
eh?
or whatever. Sometimes you will miss it because you'll be doing casual listening. But
Mm-hmm.
actually sit down and see where you could pick out the difference, where you could hear the higher quality of the tone, because the higher the frequency or the resolution of the music is the more depth and the space you could hear between the music, is the more you could hear the bass sitting by itself. You could hear where the voice sits, you know? And that way, pay a producer to mix your song because most likely you're listening to music that influence how you would sing. Yeah?
Yeah.
When you pay a producer to mix your song, you now should have an idea of what a good mix should sound like because you're going to be listening to industry standard stuff. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep,
that is
that's
the
some good
that's
advice,
the
eh, bro.
that's the minimal that's the least you can do right now. And my suggestion is you could probably go out and get a good headphone and a gun play. A good
Yeah.
headphone you're paying definitely over $1,000. Um, and the good speaker too if you're thinking about like one of those
What headphones is
portable
this?
speakers or something like that. Yeah, that you have the Audio Technica.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, really good headphone as well. Um, the Audio Technica or the one that Judah has on. I never
Yeah.
I never used that one, but I know about it. And headphones cost about 1500 on average. It give or
Mm-hmm.
take.
Yeah.
You definitely could go much higher than that, eh? But
Yep.
1500, that's one of Audio Technica ATM M50X. That's what I use.
Yep.
Um,
It's a very good
and
headphone.
you'll see the difference in the music. See the difference in the
And
music that
guys,
you
one thing,
listen to.
another thing that I think artists need to invest into some voice training,
Yeah, boy.
some serious voice training.
It's a melodyne though, but nah.
Yeah, but when you're performing live,
How much you gonna do?
because in 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 this
Backing
capacity
tracks.
as somebody who has been involved in doing
Mm.
shows, promotions, and doing shows, a promoter wants somebody who could really put on a show because they want, you see, they want a brand as well. So they want to have a high quality show. A lot of artists sometimes, and I ain't calling nobody name or
Yeah.
hating
No
on
need.
nobody, that they're good at recording music. Producers will clean it up and make it sound nice. But when they singing live, it's a drop off. And then they don't have that kind of live voice performance, or they don't know how to perform or bring the song alive on that stage. So that's something I think artists should invest in. Voice training, practice your performances, get better at that, because that would carry you a long way.
Yeah, you
I
don't
think
wanna be a studio artist.
Yep.
some 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 producers and even artists as well, they don't really view themselves as artists, to be honest. They view this thing like just a hobby. I just like to
Yeah.
sing, and I just want to put my music out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if
So
that is your
not.
goal, if that is your goal,
Hmm.
it's okay. But just understand what it is and what you're getting yourself into. If that is what you
Hmm.
want to accomplish, I just want to sing. I put my song out there, and I ain't really looking for anything. I ain't really looking to take it to that level. Okay. Once,
But
once you know what you're
somebody
about,
asking somebody have a comment or a question in the
man, child.
Ayan,
Why is the
Ayan.
gospel music industry? Why in the gospel music industry we are afraid of each other? I will answer that. Let me take it. And we being honest, there's a lot of competition in this thing. And we are dealing with gospel music. A lot of competition, and there's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of, let's call it, crab in a barrel mentality. There's a lot of, oh, I can't big up this man, he go take my space. Oh, he getting radio play, he getting bookings, he getting this. So if you see somebody as your competition, you wouldn't want to help them. You're looking to win. So if that is your mentality, I looking to win, I looking to be the number one, I looking to be first. Obviously, we wouldn't want to help each other. We want to stay away from each other because we don't want to associate with each other because oh, this man go take my spot. That is the reality of it. And as I said before earlier, it's a human trait. We had to shift our mentality. We had to shift our focus, and just had to hope and pray that things change in terms of that. That's why we started this podcast to share the information freely, open up the things that we are doing, give people free game, free knowledge. You know, Bijan and Judah tell you a lot of secrets of what they're doing. And I think that is what we're trying to do to move away from that mentality.
Uh, I, I could add a little thing on this.
And next thing with that
What
mentality
Lion?
too.
All right, go ahead,
Sorry.
Bijan.
Right, that wouldn't be long. And next thing on that same topic is what why we think like that is because we forget that we all have the same light. Yeah? Or we supposed to have the same light. And as the old saying goes, a candle don't lose the flame by spreading by lighting another candle. Yeah? And because of that, sometimes we think, as I help this brother here, I will lose something from
Yeah.
him. But when you understand, especially in gospel music, when you understand that this work is for all of us to go into the world and spread the same message. God is love, He died for your sins, repent, and you understand, salvation is yours. And when we talking about this message, sometimes we turn it into sometimes I think about Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. You never see Matthew or Mark or Luke or John studying way boy. Or when Peter and John went to the temple, you never see Peter saying, I wonder if John going and take my shine in the temple, boy. You understand? No, everybody have one, they were in one accord, and that's where we should
Yep.
be. But when we writing these songs, sometimes I wonder if we do it for God or for self. And that's where I would draw my line there. Go ahead, Judah.
Yeah.
One
Um.
accord.
uh, well, I went to school in in the performing arts of Trinidad and Tobago, and just being around creatives, I learned so much. That we as creatives, and we're talking naturally, we we somehow feel, as David said, Bijan said, threatened um, by someone else's success. And
Yeah.
but I want to remind us tonight that we as spirit beings, we supposed to be that way. And in being that way, you would now see your uniqueness, if that's a word. You would see how unique you are when you release your music, and not even focusing on somebody else in that light, then where you don't want them to go up. Then it should be dealt. I think we have to become a little more spiritually minded, and you know, treat with a brother like a brother. Then I would say I have some brothers. I'm not calling names. Like, I could just speak for persons who I do communicate with real often. G Pro is my brother. He is a producer just like I'm a producer. He released rhythms just like I release rhythms. I am not intimidated no day by what he does, but I'm actually happy for him every time he releases something into this space. Because at the end of the day, it's more lives being touched. I would tell you this: we cannot hide from God at the end of the day. That's how I just view it. And this have helped me over the years. You cannot hide from God. And what I mean by that is, if you're not really happy for a brother and only happy for yourself, after a little while, it will only be you alone. So
And
my
you realize
encouragement,
it too.
yeah, you would definitely realize. But
You
David,
can't
you
fake
see,
forever, bro.
we have to allow the Lord to control our lives. This this feeling that we oftentimes get when an next artist do his stuff, that is part of the flesh. But the Bible told us to reckon ourselves dead to sin and alive unto righteousness. Like, we have to put the devil under subjection when he comes up in our mind, when he comes up in our thoughts. Like, hey, beyond boss boy, wait. Now you have to put that thing on, because if you do mind that, I tell you, if you
These
if
are
you
your boss,
mind
man.
if you mind it, if you harbor it in your heart, I am telling you, it's going to grow like a monster. And I will tell you this too: if you allow it to grow, after a while, it will start to ooze out from your life. So so
And
so
it will
so
affect your own growth as well.
it will affect your growth, your surroundings. It will affect your surroundings. But we are children of the Most High. You know when I look at the world, how they operate. The Bible really say they wiser than us in when coming to these things. They put their hands together. Yes, they may not like one another, but when it's time to do serious business, they together and they get the job done. Like, for one example, like, one of the things that blowed me away, I think was last year or this year, it was that move that Carib made to make their beer worldwide. So they got Shinsia, they got DJ Khaled.
Yeah, big
Very simple
investment.
to get this beer worldwide. As gospel men, what are we doing to promote what we do? Because what Bijan doing and what I doing is the same thing. So we have, when the devil come at us, we have to resist him. When you're feeling that we our next artist, we all are shine for he boy, you have to tell the devil, get the hands, move out. You have no dwelling place here, move out. You know what I
But
mean? We cannot
Judah,
allow him to hinder us.
sometimes I find it so ridiculous when I hear certain things like that. It's like, this is the gospel, bro. This is a message for the kingdom building, reaching souls. It sometimes just hard to really take that in to see that people thinking that way. Sometimes it's very difficult to, but we understand what we're fighting against as well. We understand what we're fighting against.
Yes. We cannot allow the devil to win. We cannot allow him to win. And one of the things that I'm very intentional about is bringing persons together. This is something that the Lord have kind of pushed me in a direction where Now, persons may see redemption doing a lot of stuff and don't really understand the move behind it. The whole move behind it is bringing persons together. That's basically what it is, bringing persons together. And you may ask, well, bringing persons for what? We as brethren, we supposed to be fellowshipping, like we supposed to be in constant fellowship. Me and my brother supposed to be in constant fellowship, and we share the same stage. And we don't call one another when the week over because why? Why is that? You think Peter, James, and John could of 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 be doing things separated? No, no. We have to do it together. We
But
must do it together. So I mean, all of us have work to do. I just always say all of us have work to do. Um, in the gospel circle, we have work to do. And I believe if we started, I tell God, I said, bro, you is the first producer I just really cling on to and really talk to on a daily basis. I said, bro, you had to find somebody else. I go in and look for somebody else. And let we get this thing together because if we come together, if we come together, we will have upper room experiences every time. So we don't want to see the yokes be broken. And so all we comfortable with is just going on a stage, taking a jump, getting sweaty, and I affecting no life. Nah, nah. I might as well put down my keyboard, take off my and go and work maybe tea and tech or something. So the urge tonight, I like this
They are
conversation.
not again the blackout.
but hey, bro,
Oy.
fellas, this
Yo,
is
I love
something
this
I
conversation.
I am often contemplate and think about and see that when you have to think about it that way. When you're comfortable or confident in your ability and your calling and what God called you to do, it it will be hard for you to be jealous of somebody else because you
True.
in your zone, in your calling, you're looking at nobody else and what they're doing and how skilled they are. I'm comfortable with my zone and with my abilities and what I have to do. It's hard for you. It usually people who get jealous of other persons is because they feel kind of inadequate in what they're doing,
Yeah.
and you had to look at yourself when you get that feeling like, boy, I'm feeling inadequate. You know,
So
what is the reason I'm jealous of that person or hating on that person? Something about me I need to fix because
amen.
that's affecting me. You got to look
hmm
at yourself.
hmm So let me asking one question tonight, and if only one only could answer me. Do you think that it have room for everybody?
Easy
I
yes.
I don't know. I just joined the question out.
Bro, it has
I
66 Bible books in the Bible talking about the same thing. Yeah?
different point of view.
All right.
And
Oh,
everybody
definitely.
in the world today could still quote from each one. Everybody has something from each one, each book that they stand out to them, a line or whatever. I might be looking at Sam, somebody else might be looking at John. I mean, it has space for everybody. We were made unique, we were made individual,
Yeah.
and we were given a purpose to put our fingerprint on this earth. You understand?
Hmm.
In Jesus'
So,
name.
so fellas, what do you
Hmm.
think? I don't think there's a one thing should happen to fix everything, but there will always be little conflicts in between. But what do you think is some solutions we can target to at least bring a kind of cordial, oh yeah, boy, I could help this fellow. I could do this. I could something that you could just we could bring a little togetherness in this thing. What do you think we could do? Like, I don't know. Because I know over the years they had different
Yeah,
events where people trying to come together and talk about issues, and it never really materialized in terms of being effective to me. I've been involved in a couple of things that, but I'm not too sure.
what I would say is no one man could save, no one could save, one man could save the world. Only Jesus, right?
True.
And
True.
sometimes you'll get overwhelmed when you're feeling like, okay, what else I could do? What else I could do? What we all have to do is take individually take responsibility for
And
helping the people around us.
yep,
You understand?
yes,
You place in a certain position in life for the people in a circle around you, and these people in this that's nearest to you, that's the people you need to reach.
yeah,
Sometimes when we think about who we need to help, we're trying to go to another country to help
uh,
somebody.
yeah,
And if your neighbor you really should be helping, you know what I mean?
true.
The person 3 feet away from you. So
And we could take
if
that
each
approach
person
across
in
the
their
board
own
for real.
share, because you could call, yeah, if every time you take a whole seminar and a whole conference and
Hmm.
this and that and bring people together, what you're going to get is a lot of opinions, a lot
And that's
of
not talk. That always happen.
initiatives, a lot of ideas, a lot of talk. But that's just a conversation. We need to see action. You
Yeah.
understand? And everybody not going to act the same way at the same time.
Hmm.
So when the opportunity arises, I try
Yeah.
my best to help out wherever. If somebody need a serious session, um, I just
Yeah,
try not
man.
to bust no price. I mean, a price still had to be because as we explained in one of the earlier episodes, things
Yeah.
cost money. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I try to be
it
very
it
fair.
it takes a lot. Mhm.
Try to be fair. I try to assist, give extra. I really try to do that because I want to see the thing come out good. I want to see quality come out. So, well, Bijan would know that we really do try. When people contact us, message us, we work with people, we try to assist them, give extra, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, man.
All right.
Do
Well,
what you can in your own situation. Do what you can.
well,
All right, so
well.
fellas,
I think
That's
now's
a
the
wrap.
time. I think now's the time we look for the artist of the week.
yeah, so let's look to wrap it up. It was a great conversation. I hope that whatever we spoke about today, it helped somebody. The video will be live, so you can still share it or send it to somebody else. So let's get into wrapping it up. So we have the um
Who, who's the artist? Who's the
the
artist to watch this
artist
week?
to watch this week.
Yeah, is Dorren Charles.
Dorren
Dorren
Charles.
Charles. Yes, he
Dorren
released
Charles.
one song a couple months well, a couple years ago, and well, this is his second time.
Mhm.
He's going to release his new song on Friday as well. So this is the artist
All
to
right,
watch
nice.
this week.
All right, great.
Yeah, nicely.
Nice. So we have any songs from Doran?
Hi, I am Dorren Charles of Dorren Charles Music. It is a privilege to be the Song Love artist to watch this week. I want to thank God and the Song Love team for the opportunity to showcase my talents, and I'm really looking forward to what God has in store for me. Thanks, everybody, and God bless. You can catch me at my social handles.
Oh, uh, sorry. I don't know why I cut him off. Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry, man. We will put all this
Hi,
information
I
in
am
the
Dorren
comment
Charles of
section, man.
Dorren Charles Music. It is a privilege to be the Song Love artist to watch this week. I want to thank God and the Song Love team for the opportunity to showcase my talents, and I'm really looking forward to what God has in store for me. Thanks, everybody, and God bless. You can catch me at my social handles: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, at Dorren Charles Official, or you can check me out on my website, www.dorrencharlesmusic.com. Bless.
Nice one.
Bless up, Doran
Yeah,
Charles. I'm
yeah,
looking
man.
out for this
So
tune.
that's
I'm
a
looking
wrap.
out for this tune. Yeah,
All
man.
right, man.
So So we don't know song from Dorren right now.
No, 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 no
We're
songs.
looking for Dorren.
So
We'll,
we gotta wait.
what
We
I'll
gotta wait for that one.
Yes. So Friday it will be live. Friday it will be live.
Yeah,
On all platforms. On
Right,
all
right.
platforms.
lovely.
Put it in your TikTok everywhere. Yeah. It was produced by
Mm-hmm.
Redemption Studios.
AKA
Right,
Judah
awesome.
Peters.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So it's a
Well,
wrap.
we
Yeah.
will have his information in the description of this video. So if you want to check him out, and when his song release, we'll make sure and share it up as well. You know, put it out there. Give Dorian the support. So, guys, thanks for tuning in today. Sound off.
Sound off.
What's
I
up?
thought I thought some music or a little horn or something, a siren, something was gonna come up there to the hold off on the sound effects they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
right now.
Well, this
Right
So we
is
done a
now
this.
song
that
from
works so
Dorren.
fine.
Like play something to take you out now.
Yeah, roll
All
it
right,
out,
cool.
now, man.
There's
Roll it
no.
Oh yeah, it
out.
was nice,
But you
enough.
could right, yes, nice.
Always
Go ahead.
nice.
Go
Lion
ahead, Bijan.
Child, G Pro, Christopher George. So
Wisdom.
we have somebody called Wisdom. Yes, Wisdom
Yeah.
checking in from Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, buddy.
Lovely. Lovely to see that, man. Oh, you have a good
Yeah,
night. Ezra. Mm-hmm.
Jewel Sonette.
Hey,
Jules Sinette.
Jewel.
Uh,
Lovely.
yeah, she's in
Uh,
here, man.
Well, yeah, thanks for tuning in, you know. Just waiting for the
yeah.
DJ to drop a tune.
So opportunity to roll us out. And
Yeah,
guys,
we out.
if you know an artist that we would like to highlight and give them the opportunity to showcase their talents, message one of us, you know, be sure to get them on, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
One
we
If you
one
out.
have a topic you want us to discuss as well.
yeah, topic. And one time we might have a little guest come on and discuss something, man.
All right. So everybody have a wonderful night. It was nice being with all you.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Blessings. We out.
Nice.
Celebration time again, present time again. RSR. Oh way, oh way, oh way, oh way, oh way, oh way. All you said you want from me was true worship and obedience, following your will. Yeah, be transformed and renewed in my mind to test and prove your good and perfect will. Once again, all you said you want from me was true worship and obedience, following your will. Oh yeah, be transformed and renewed in my mind to test and prove your good and perfect will. Jesus came and freed me from the darkness, giving me forgiveness. Sweet expression of his love. He cleaned me cause I was old and dusty, unsanitized and filthy. He brought peace, love, and joy. I offer my life as a living sacrifice. Yeah. My hands lifted high, high to the sky. Oh yeah. Worship smelling right. Even angels start to dance. Oh yeah. God, I see a smile. I give in worship like first time. Oh yeah. All creation give you glory. We lift our hands adoring the power of your name. Yeah. This worship making me dance. It's a wonderful experience. There's no other way. I will never stop in giving you praise. Every morning, evening,
night always. I will never